These are the 20 best Keyblades in the Kingdom Hearts series. So I've made videos talking about the strongest, the worst, the hardest to unlock, and now for my personal favorites. The Keyblades that I always choose whenever I have the opportunity, whether it be for its superior stats, its glowing design, or maybe something in the story made me feel like I needed to use these weapons. Each of these Keyblades has done something to stand the test of time inside of my heart. And let me make something super clear, when I mean best Keyblade, I mean the best ones to me. I don't directly mean the best ones to use in certain situations, or which ones are the strongest. I've already done that. These are the ones that I've connected with the most throughout the years. And I had to choose 20 because summing it up to 10 felt damn near impossible. Kingdom Hearts is really special in that way where you can have completely different answers for this one. Now let me know in the comment section below your all-time favorite Keyblade. It doesn't have to be the strongest or the most useful. Heck, it doesn't even have to be one that you play with. But the Keyblade that you would be choosing if these magical artifacts were real. The one that you would connect with the most. And while you're down there, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as these are the Keyblades that I consider the best in the Kingdom Hearts series. In Kingdom Hearts 1, you travel Disney World to Disney World, helping out its residents with whatever fight against the darkness they're struggling with. As a reward for clearing out most worlds, you'll get a Keyblade designed around said Disney World, often offering small buffs or bonuses for the weapon. But that isn't exactly true when it comes to the Lady Luck Keyblade. I think a big reason why I like this one is because it's completely optional. Unlike all the other worlds where you get it right after finishing the level, the Lady Luck Keyblade can only be unlocked much later in the game after receiving the White Trinity. Mind you, Wonderland is one of the game's earliest worlds, and the White Trinity is one of the ones you get towards the end of the game. I think it's the fact that the game rewards you for exploring the previous locations, as you'll need to solve various flower puzzles to even get to this point in the stage. The design is really neat with a big heart at the end marking the teeth, and the pink color scheme really makes it stick out when compared to the rest. I do wish Kingdom Hearts did more stuff like this, like hiding Keyblades inside of chests. It was such a pleasant experience stumbling upon this one for the first time around. I want to start by saying that I think this Keyblade's design is ugly as sin. I never really liked how the teeth at top just kind of jet out in random directions, and the ball situation they got going on down here, but it does properly represent the Disney World, so I can't be too hard on it for that. But for what this Keyblade lacks in design, it makes up for in mechanics, as the combos for this transformation are a combination of all the other transformations to come before it. You'll be drilling, swinging yo-yos, and slamming a hammer into the floor with a string of attacks. I do like how they combined all the elements into one here, but that's not all, as the Nano Gear has the stun protection ability, making it so that certain attacks that would stun Sora can no longer do that. And let me tell you that this is a blessing when it came to fighting the Data Organization. A handful of them have moves that can lock Sora in place, and you just have to stay there and take it, often leading to your own demise. With stun protection, Sora keeps it moving no matter how hard you get slapped. This one remains in one of my 3 Keyblade slots at all times for this very reason. Still, truly a lifesaver during the game's toughest battles. You ever had a Keyblade put the fear of God into your heart the moment you encounter it? That's how I feel whenever I experience the ends of the earth. In Birth by Sleep, this Keyblade was only unlocked after you reach the endgame of Terra's story. Functioning as an upgraded version of his default Keyblade, this is the one I always connect with him. This is the weapon I attach to the Lingering Will, considering this is the first time we ever see it. Master Xehanort is able to successfully snatch Terra's body from him, but with one final attempt at freedom, he challenges him only using his armor, making for one of the toughest fights in the whole game. But nothing comes close to that whooping we get in Kingdom Hearts 2. I know I'm not the only one who spent countless hours trying to defeat this thing, and I remembered being so excited when this fight finally made its way to the States, since it was exclusive to Japan up until the PS3 remasters. But to experience it firsthand versus seeing footage of it online is an entirely different experience. Not only that, but this is the first time we see Keyblade transformations put into play. He turns his weapon into a vehicle, a whip, and a freaking cannon, something that we would finally be able to do only in Kingdom Hearts 3. The Ends of the Earth is the staple of the Lingering Will, and I'll always remember that. I wish Terra used it moving forward, but truth be told, that Keyblade belongs to his armor. The Dual Disc is a Keyblade that I really like because of its design. The whole aesthetic of the grid having this blue and black technology look, changing our heroes' outfits and the other Keyblades whenever you visit this area. The handle of the blade reminds me a lot of the motorcycles of this world, and the teeth are crooked and uneven as if they were shooting out data from inside of them. There's also the keychain that uses the Tron Disc, a staple to our hearts from Kingdom Hearts 2. But, and this is mainly the reason why I like this Keyblade and why it's even on this list, I'm a big fan of the name that they decided to use, the Dual Disc. The first place my mind goes whenever I hear this is Yu-Gi-Oh! And I grew up heavy on the anime and the card game, so it's something that's just etched into my soul. So to see a Keyblade share a name with one of the main dueling machines from the show, very cool.
Exactly what I needed.
The bright Crest Keyblade is incredibly underrated when it comes to people talking about Aqua's Keyblades. To be fair, this is only obtained after making Castle Oblivion in the final chapter of the game, meaning that most would have to get all the way here to experience it, but the reason I like this so much is because it feels like Aqua's Keyblade's final form. It symbolizes that last bit of hope Aqua has before she's plunged into never-ending darkness. I love how the Wayfinder is at the teeth of the blade, showing that her friendship is literally the tool guiding her forward during uncertainty. And it has this grand and regal look just like Aqua does, with the sides of the blade coming out of the side to look like Aqua's dress. Then there's the color scheme with the bright blue on top, and it fades to darker blue as you go down. The Wayfinder even doubles up with it acting as the keychain this time around. It's the perfect weapon to get at this point in the game, as Aqua is fighting the good fight to escape the realm of darkness. This one feels like her last true chance to win against them. I mean, too bad we all know how that turned out. The skull noise is the one you get for interacting with the World Ends With You group. Fun fact, Dream Drop Distance is actually the one that got me into playing The World Ends With You, which has grown to be my favorite DS game of all time. I ended up loving the game so much. I recommend playing the DS game if you haven't already, it's so good. I like how there's small details to all the main characters in this blade. You have the teeth that are in the shape of the player's pin. There's also the red circle with the skull that appears on Beat's beanie. The handguard itself is pulled directly from Neku's headphones. The keychain is the Mr. Mew plushie that Shiki carries around the entire game. And even the name of the blade, being skull and noise, are both important themes to the game. I think it captures the mood of the series perfectly, and it does make me wish we can see these characters again. If only we had a Kingdom Hearts game that would take place in Shibuya, where The World Ends With You takes place. Wouldn't that be crazy? Whoa! I love video games, and something I love a lot about video games are the 8-bit to 16-bit classics. I love the old games and acknowledge how important our space is because these titles that led the path before them. So to see a somewhat video game themed Keyblade appear was pretty dope. In Kingdom Hearts Recoded, you can unlock the 01 Keyblade. It looks just like the Kingdom Key, but they made it all pixelated. I'm a big fan of the red line they have going through it. Really makes it stick out from its original counterpart and makes it pop for this version. I also dig that they named it 01, being a reference to the binary system used for computer programming. But to really close it, the description for this Keyblade goes way too hard. Reading, a Keyblade newly wrought within the datascape. Its powers render all opponents helpless. Why is the bio for this Keyblade so hard? Like, everyone in the datascape is trembling to their knees when they see this thing. And since it's only in the datascape, we don't ever get to see this weapon make an appearance again. Still, a big fan of seeing the Keyblade turned into a video game for the one time. So when I was invited to play Kingdom Hearts 3 early, they had a very special build of the game. You had access to early sections of Olympus, but also the Toy Box world. But to show off the gameplay of the other Keyblades, we were given the Ever After Keyblade as a choice. I remember messing with this one a lot because of how different it was. It felt like Wisdom Form from Kingdom Hearts 2, but they put it on steroids. The walking animation is fantastic with Sora gliding above the ground below him, and he spins around his staff, which just looks really nice. You're able to dash around and create clones of yourself that can eventually shoot out back at foes, and the finisher brings out this giant tower that rains light on everyone down there. This was my first instance of Keyblade transformations being used for gameplay, and it gave me such a strong and lasting sense that this one remained one of my favorites. Plus, the Kingdom of Corona is the best level in Kingdom Hearts 3, so getting this there was just more icing on the cake. The No Name, the Gazing Eye, Xehanort's Keyblade, whatever you feel like calling it, but this is the most aura-farming Keyblade in the history of the series, as it's always connected to our series' main bad guys throughout its life. Its design captures the ominous nature of the weapon perfectly. The goat design on the blade with the goat symbol being connected to the devil in many ways, and the fact that the Master of Masters' actual eye is put on the blade itself, allowing him to see the events of the future so he can create the Book of Prophecies. Not only is that insanely gross, but cool as hell as a concept. Odin eventually gets the Keyblade, which puts it right into Xehanort's hands, putting this entire reign of terror we've been dealing with into motion. Then this Keyblade ends up being the item bringing back all of the foretellers, as it's the medium item used to bring them into the present in Kingdom Hearts 3. There's also the long and complicated relationship it has with Luxu, that we'll probably be hearing more about in the future titles, hopefully. Still, it's considered one of the oldest and original Keyblades out there. Every time you see this thing appear on the screen, you know stuff is about to go down. So I've already talked about Ventus's original Keyblade. I think it's time we all start a GoFundMe for the Wayward Wind Keyblade. This thing needs to see a dentist as soon as possible, golly. The Lost Memory though, so much better. The colors of the blade match exactly with Ventus's color scheme, with the beige and white running up and down the sides of it, but then there's the broken heart at the end of the weapon, showing that Ventus isn't complete and doesn't have a full heart of his own. Like Aqua and Terra, you get this Keyblade right before the final conflict in the Keyblade graveyard. It became the Keyblade that I used for Ventus up until the end of the game, and it always hurts me that we never get to use this weapon again. Terra and Aqua have their upgraded weapons show up in some way, shape, or form, but Ventus? Lost Memory is exactly that, a lost memory. I think I said that in the last video. I'm not sure. Anyway, I hope we can see it again someday. Starting with the first of Roxas's Keyblades, let's talk about Oblivion. This weapon has always been a symbol of strength in the Kingdom Hearts series, being made to represent how Sora views Riku inside of his memories. Even when Roxas is having his 1v1 with Riku, Riku ends up using the Oblivion against him. Very cool detail for this part of the game. Although the reason Oblivion ranks so high for me is because of Kingdom Hearts 3. To get this weapon, you need to obtain the Proof of Times Past, which can only be received after completing the game on Critical Mode. Mind you, Critical Mode didn't release with Kingdom Hearts 3, it dropped a few months later, meaning that Oblivion wasn't actually available in the base game, and many people felt that. But when it did finally come out, it introduced a new dual-wielding form. Many wanted a mechanic similar to the drive forms in Kingdom Hearts 2 to return, and this is the closest we get to that feeling. Regardless, the transformation feels fantastic, and Oblivion is one that will always remain goated. The Void Gear is actually one of the sickest Keyblade designs out there, and I absolutely love it. Remember how Xehanort's Keyblade has that special eye attached to it? The all-seeing eye that allows the Master of Masters to see the future? The Void Gear has two of them. It's also a Keyblade that has two different color palettes depending on who's holding the blade. You get the original that Vanitas is holding with the red and black, but then you get this special black and white one after defeating the Vanitas Remnant. It's really cool that Birth by Sleep allows you to use the villain's Keyblades for a little while. I remember seeing that secret ending in Kingdom Hearts 2, and they showed this masked boy with this wild new looking Keyblade. And this dude shows up and just starts freeing up everybody. And ever since then, I wanted to make that Keyblade my very own. I think it's perfect that it's in Vanitas' hands. With him directly being a being of darkness, the weapon just feels so cold and calculated. Like it's the last thing you'll see before you face the darkness forever. An all-time favorite Keyblade for me for sure. Now, I've talked time and time again about the Ultima Weapon, as most Kingdom Hearts games have an Ultimate Weapon that can be unlocked in a variety of different ways. From defeating certain bosses or gathering synthesis materials, the Ultima Weapon is the prize for all of your hard work. With so many versions to choose from, I wanted to highlight my personal favorite, and that would be the Ultima Weapon from Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. The blade itself reminds me a lot of the one from Kingdom Hearts 2, with both focusing on this heavy blue dark color, but I'm more so a fan of this version using a single blade. It now just looks like this beautiful blue sword with an extra bit on top of it. I know that the amount of blades for the weapon is supposed to represent the numbered game it is, but I love that 3D just keeps it simple and clean. Pun someone intended. You get this by defeating Julius as either Sora or Riku, and you need to win with each of them if you want to get it for both of them. There's still other secret bosses to face after this one, so it's not a bad idea to grind for this to get the Ultima Weapon early. But I just love this design, easily my favorite of all the Ultimas. Now for the second half of Roxas's Keyblades, the Oathkeeper, this time being created to represent how Sora sees Kairi, his other second half. I love how the gradient runs down this blade, and that the Keyblade itself is Kairi's good luck charm that she gave to him a long time ago. Oathkeeper is a Keyblade that I use a lot in Kingdom Hearts 1, mainly because it added more magic to your meter, and magic is king in Kingdom Hearts 1. While we do get to see Riku use the Oblivion for a short period, we don't actually get to see Kairi using the Oathkeeper. This feels like one of her unofficial Keyblades that should be an alternate option whenever she wanted to. I do like how you get this blade only right after saving Kairi in Hollow Bastion, now that you can use this thing to go back and save Riku whenever you wanted. Feels like a beautiful thing to combine these powers together. I like Oathkeeper a bit more than Oblivion, but seeing them combined with Roxas, my favorite. This is the Keyblade, the most iconic weapon of the Kingdom Hearts series, the Kingdom Key. This Keyblade is known as Sora's primary weapon throughout the series, and often one that he uses at the start of his journey. Most players abandoned this thing pretty early on for better Keyblades with stronger stats, but true Keyblade masters try to beat the game by using just this thing. In fact, the Kingdom Key has a special ability in Kingdom Hearts 2 called Damage Control, making it so Sora takes less damage when his health is already low, which is pretty clutch for those attempting a level 1 critical mode run. I also like how in Kingdom Hearts 3, the Kingdom Key ignites second form, turning Sora into a combined version of his Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 movesets for a limited time. But most importantly, and the biggest reason why this is one of my favorites, are you even a Kingdom Hearts fan if you didn't pretend to hold the Keyblade at least once in your life? When I was a kid, I had this little claw toy that you could pick up stuff with, and it kind of looked like a Keyblade, at least in like my child brain, and I pretended it was all the time, one of my favorite childhood toys. That's just a testament of how iconic the Kingdom Key is. If you even know a little bit about Kingdom Hearts, then you know that this is a Keyblade. It's such a big deal that they didn't let Kirby hold the Keyblade when he was in Smash, since technically Kirby isn't a wielder of the blade, so they just gave him light projections instead. Kingdom Hearts lore is no joke, but you cannot deny the impact of the Kingdom Key, the true Keyblade of Kingdom Hearts. Now, how do I possibly follow up talking about the Kingdom Key, the main Keyblade? Like, what can possibly be better than that? Candy cane. The Decisive Pumpkin is a Keyblade that you can write legends about. Back in the day, it became the Keyblade that most people would use to complete Kingdom Hearts 2. You unlock it right after your second visit to Halloween Town, which is near the climax of the game, and this Keyblade has the ability Combo Boost, making it so the damage done from combo finishers do even more damage. If you combine this with the Explosion finisher, you basically have everything you need to beat the game. Better Keyblades become available once the post-game opens up, but most remember the Decisive Pumpkin for that unbridled strength. It's also extra impressive because this Keyblade is ugly as sin. Like, who's trying to run around with a snake candy cane and some dead antlers? This Keyblade fails the aura farming test but makes up for it in its strength. This is the true champion of Kingdom Hearts 2 if you asked me. So I talked about in my worst Keyblade videos about the level 1 Union Cross Keyblades, where these were downgraded versions of Keyblades that we've already seen before, removing parts of their design to make them feel weaker than before. But on the other hand, something happens when you fully upgrade these Keyblades, adding more to their design, really beefing them up and making them look more complex. Here's a quick montage of some of my favorite changes. Now, this is a Keyblade you're technically not even allowed to use, but it sticks to me as one of my all-time favorites. The combined Keyblade appears in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and you can use it during the reality shifts during the game's final world. The Keyblade itself is broken up into two different parts, one for Sora and the other one for Riku, but then they fuse together to release this incredibly powerful attack. It's even cooler when you consider Sora and Riku have been separated this entire experience, so them finally working together works out in such a theatrical way. And I remember thinking that this would probably be the last time we see something like this, but behold, Kingdom Hearts 3 brought it back with a vengeance. This time when Riku is fighting against Aqua in the Realm of Darkness. Sora appears and they both work together using the combined Keyblade to defeat the darkness, eventually freeing Aqua from her prison and returning back to the Realm of Light. I love how this only shows up when Sora and Riku really need to lock in. Not only that, but the Keyblade has two handles for each of them, and the keychain itself is a Paopu fruit, the very thing said to tie people's destinies together if they were ever able to share one. It's like they put all of their love for one another into a single weapon. What a beautiful thing. Something you should know about me is that I'm a big fan of shields being used as weapons in media. When I play Marvel Rivals, I play Captain America so my friends can hide behind my shield. When I was watching Steven Universe, anytime Steven or Stevani pulled out that shield, I'd lose it. So to see the hero's origin be a Keyblade that transforms into a shield, sign me up. The reason I like this one so much is because of how it makes you approach different combat situations. Most of the times you go in Keyblade swinging, taking out whatever you can quickly. But with the hero shield, you can block attacks and send out counters. The more you're able to successfully counter, the more damage you can send right back. It completely forces you to change how you handle combat situations, and I'm totally about the variety. Then there's also the finisher for this Keyblade, which is just completely broken, as Sora flies around on a chariot throwing lightning down on his foes nearby. You also can't get hit while this animation is going off, making it even better to use in combat. But man, that feeling of being able to punch back after holding back? Now, for my all-time favorite Keyblade in the Kingdom Hearts series. It shouldn't be much of a surprise if you've been watching my videos for a very long time. Welcome to the Golden Keyblade. The Golden Keyblade. Golden Keyblade. Golden Keyblade.
Say, fellas, did somebody mention the door to darkness?
The Golden Keyblade, known as the Kingdom Key D, is my favorite Keyblade ever. It's the Kingdom Key with the color palette swapped to gold instead of silver. And this is the weapon rested in the Realm of Darkness until King Mickey eventually gets his hands on it. And Mickey's a big reason why this is my all-timer, and sums up the whole Kingdom Hearts experience, because before Kingdom Hearts, my perception of King Mickey was strictly like this.
You want to come inside my clubhouse?
No! God, please, no!
Then they decided to give him an anime sword, and then...
They'll pay for this.
This made Mickey Mouse into a badass. That doesn't even sound right if you don't know about Kingdom Hearts. But the series painted Mickey in a light that he's actually quite dangerous and powerful. While Mickey does have other Keyblades like the Star Seeker and such, the Kingdom Key D is the one that I associate with him the most. And it's a shame that we're never actually able to use this thing in a game. Fun fact, it was supposed to be in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, but it was eventually scrapped. The weapon itself, it's still inside the game's code. I'm hoping that eventually that they do make it so I can play with this thing, since it does hurt a little bit that this is my favorite one and I can't even use it. Shout out to the modding community for making that dream come true, thank you. But yes, these are my 20 favorite Keyblades in the Kingdom Hearts series. So many personal experiences from these weapons throughout all of the games, and that's one of the most exciting parts about the wait for the next one. What kinds of weapons will we see? Will there be new transformations? The Keyblade can basically do whatever it wants, and that's what makes it so special. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and stay awesome.